Right, welcome to an energy update for the 30th of July. There's so, honestly, I think I come in here all the time and go, there's so much going on. But literally, there's a huge amount going on at the moment, and it's mostly, as the guides are saying, happening within you. And if you're noticing it within you or on the outside of you, it's happening for you. And this is one of the hardest things for us as human beings to understand. It is happening for you. In order for the world to change, so within, so without. So the way that the universe works with us is it'll keep giving outer illuminations all the way around you for what you actually need to look at or what you need to change when you don't realise it's an inside job. So at the moment, there'll be illuminations through friendships, through family, through work colleagues, through work. There'll be multi-level moments, the guides are saying, for you to actually investigate how you feel about something. And it's really important because this is a mastery energy that we're in. And I'm just laughing because it's kind of like they're showing me to someone going, yeah, that's really great. And then, no, that's not. So we do have a lot of push-pull going within our own selves because the human brain, seriously, does not like things that it can't control. But the bottom line is the universe is bigger than you. It's always bigger than you. And surrendering the need to control everything as part of an illumination process. Now, somebody said to me, well, how do I find the balance between like the 3D understanding and the 5D understanding? Well, you're already in the 3D. You're already in a 3D vehicle that you're travelling around in. So you're already fully present for that part. The 5D understanding that you bring to the table, the big picture stuff, this is going on, it's going for my greater good, whatever, is part of a negotiation that you do on the inside of you that actually says, am I making this too small picture? Or am I applying enough wisdom, if you like? Because you've attained this wisdom for experiences that you've already had before. Have I attained enough wisdom to be able to look at this slightly differently? Or am I still needing some inner child healing because a 2-year-old part of myself is going, that's not fair, and wanting to have a tantrum? I'm certainly seeing a lot of tantrums out there at the moment. And I know look, I want to remind everybody, when I do laugh on my videos, please don't think that I'm actually immune to it. But there's moments where you've either got to go, I'm going to see the lighter side of this, or I'm going to get caught up in the heaviness and go into those self-sabotage through self-betrayal, through those feeling picked on by the universe. And let's face it, seriously guys, we all can feel picked on by the universe, and that's just human nature as well. I mean, we struggle at the times that something is happening in our life, be it a relationship breakup, things changing unexpectedly, feeling like having the rug pulled out from underneath you. These are all things that challenge the inner child part of ourselves, and we can revert that back down immediately to where we don't feel supported, looked after, nurtured. These are mastery things that you're actually looking at doing right at the moment, and it's intense, but it is, yeah, exactly. I can say, you know, it's for the greater good, but then I want to get to what I wanted to put this video up about, which is divine timing. Now, every time, and I want to explain something about this, every time I say to a client, look, you know, this is governed by divine timing, it's just like, oh my gosh, you know, is the universe doing this, is the universe doing that? Yes, it is, but there's something else to divine timing that nobody usually talks about, and you are the divine timing. When your inner mastery, your inner vibrational frequency gets to the point that the universe can match what you're trying to manifest, what you're trying to bring in, then that divine timing is completely in play, because you have become your own orchestrator of the divine timing by being at the frequency that the universe can actually match. And I'm just mentioning a whole lot of people going, thanks very much for that. But frequency can only match frequency. And one thing, like, oh, don't get me wrong, I have argued on all your behalf with the guides in a myriad of different ways to go, can we get round it, can we get over it, can we get under it? And they've simply said, when you have actually reached a point where you've either stopped fiddling with something or you've surrendered to it just is what it is, when you've honoured free choice and when you've stopped trying to control another person, these are all the definitive benchmarks that helps divine timing come into play. And I think probably, they're playing that song, if it don't fit, don't force it, just relax and let it go. And I think there's a lot of that going on in this energy. And if I said, to people, in a refocus here, you're going to have to surrender your need to control everything. Not have a plan. You're allowed to have a plan, but surrender your need to having to be a certain way. As soon as you do that, the universe goes, right, you're not creating any more resistance by defining it has to be this way, it has to be this way on your terms. So the universe, who has infinite wisdom about your growth, in conjunction to your higher self and what you actually came to do, can then start working with you. But I'll come back to the 2-year-old analogy. When we're 2-year-olds, physiologically, we get very attached to stuff, whether it's a blankie or a soft toy or whatever. We still behave exactly the same way as adults. We're very attached to that person. We're very attached to that house. We're very attached to that car. We're very attached to that outcome. So there's a part of us that is creating resistance. So think of it this way. You're your 2-year-old with your blankie and the universe is going, hey, you don't really need that anymore. Could you please let me take that off you? And you're like, I need it. I need it to function. I need it to get to where I'm going. And the universe is like, you've totally outgrown this and we're having massive temper tantrum because you don't want to give it up. So the universe is conspiring always in your best interest for your growth. And I want you to remember that because as human beings, we love to go, do we have to have any more growth? Can we just stay static? And that's not the point of you being here. The point of you being here, incarnating on the earth plane, is for knowledge, is for learning, is for wisdom. And within these parameters of divine timing and attachment and surrendering and refocusing, is all you learning to be more flexible, to be more understanding. And I'm talking about with yourself, because this is inner mastery, and the universe is just externally showing you things that you actually need to grow from. And I think that we're having a big shift out of the moment around out of illusional stuff at exactly the same time. The illusion, we can tell ourselves that somebody's coming to rescue us. There will be a really fantastic love affair and it will rescue us. There will be, this amazing situation that will happen. They all will happen and they can be governed by divine timing, but you do have to have an action so the universe sees that you're progressing towards what you're actually trying to create. It's like asking for someone to walk up your driveway and romantically fall in love with you. Well, unless you've got a plumbing problem or a building problem or whatever that you're having a tradie coming in, you might want to actually readjust your action plan of what you're doing. So we're not we're not particularly good with this, because I know that I absolutely adore people, but that 2-year-old part of us comes out again and says, but I tried it once and it didn't happen. Well, that's still control, and then it's still trying to control the universe. So we're getting lots of, thank you, Evangel's just explaining, we're getting lots of requests, she's called it requests from the universe to go with the flow, to surrender the need to control everything, to create a vision and hold ourselves to that vision, regardless of the little obstacles or big obstacles that come along the way, because of course that's a platform for us to learn emotional equilibrium and inner mastery of self. There's a lot going on, and within this dynamic, it means that the universe is starting to pull down structures that are illusional, whether it's governmental, whether it's country, diplomatic, political. It is all kind of under fire right at the moment, so that you can go, that doesn't resonate with me as much as what it used to. In fact, what does resonate for me? So if you're one of these beautiful, incredible, amazing people that I'm working with right at the moment, that are going to me, what on earth, it kind of feels like I've had the whole rug pulled out from underneath me. What is going on? I said, well, the universe is actually presenting you, if it's got rid of friendships, relationships, work, colleagues, whatever, it is presenting you the opportunity to deeply investigate who you are and what you want next. And, before everyone goes, I don't know, then you don't, the reason you don't know is because no one's ever let you discover this for you before. No one's ever let you do that. So this clean slate is not a scary thing. It's about going, oh my gosh, I need to work with myself, because working in yourself creates your inner reality, which creates your outer reality. What a gift to suddenly be able to actually go, I'm just going to explore my own possibilities by finally figuring out what makes me happy. Now, I want you to remember the 2-year-old thing again. It is not a job. It is not a person. It is not a car. No one else makes you happy, but you make you happy in here, the way that you turn up and what you actually focus on. Now, they're speaking to me a lot about inner drivel. Sorry, that sounded really funny. But it's the blah, blah, blah that goes on in the Barbara brain. And I do call mine, bless any Barbaras out there, but I do call my brain Barbara at times when it's being picky, when it's pointing out the obvious, and it's completely unhelpful. So I apologise in advance to any Barbaras, but someone has to take control of that. So if I'm going to let it ramble on endlessly, the brain blah blah, then I'm going to start listening to it. And if I start listening to it, then I'm going to start believing it. So I've got to take a handle on that and go, that's nice, that's nice, but I'm consciously choosing it. So we run probably 95% in the subconscious and 5% psychology-wise in the conscious realm. So I have to consciously, in my 5%, say to that 95% background programming, enough already. I'm not going to listen to you. I'm going to create another scenario, objective, vision, reality that overrides by putting my focus, my attention, and my action into it, so I can move forward in a way that serves me more. So I remember doing a workshop exercise when I was teaching people this, like, Barbara. So, you can use that technique. I've given you this technique for library shushes, right? When you were little, you would have got shh at the library because you're talking too loud or whatever. Do that 3 times to your own brain, and you will be surprised what happens. It will literally remember in the subconscious, and it will literally be quiet. Do you have to take control of this? It's your brain. I've talked to you about this before. And if you would like to let it careen around like a ferret on a lead, and pull you all over the place, by all means realise that you are allowing it to do this. We are going through ourselves to the 5th dimension through our feels. How do you feel about this? How do you feel about that? Now is the time to start actively taking in action to work with yourself, to allow yourself to free yourself from old programming, old habits, behaviours. This is what I meant about clean slate. It's actually really, really cool if you can get over the fact that the universe will move anything away from you that does not serve you anymore. You're not being picked on, and your 2-year-old self will feel picked on, but decide what you want to focus on in this energy, guys, because I said to someone the other day, I'm going to develop a Twitch by the end of this, 100%, but the gift in it is growth, and the gift in it is knowing more what you want, who you want to be, who you want to turn up with, and who you want to turn up with yourself, and who you want to turn up as yourself, because you probably haven't been yourself. If you're anything like me, you've not been yourself for a very long period of time, and your higher self is pushing you to drop any facades, any dishonesty with yourself, and get honest. So if you're coming across dishonest people, just to add this bit in, if you're coming across dishonest people or people that cannot meet you at a level of honesty that you would like, understand they're just teaching you that you need to be honest with you to the level you can go to. Don't make it about anyone else. We can only love people as deeply as we love ourselves. We can only be as honest with people as deeply as what we're honest with ourselves. And half of the people when we were growing up, and I'm not picking on parents by any stretch of the imagination, but when we grow up with an opinion or an overlay that belongs to our parents. That's life. It's supposed to happen that way. But also part of your individual soul journey is to break free from that, to discover beyond their opinions of who they wanted you to be, who are you? And you can do this in the now, and this is what the energy is encouraging. So by divine timing, it's a perfect timing for you to meet yourself in the middle. That playing that song, why don't you just meet me in the middle? Why don't you just meet yourself in the middle and start loving all aspects of yourself and set yourself free, because this is what this energy is about. So make sure to take care of you. Please, please, please. I'm kind of like, find the lighter side of it. Bring out that wonderful 2-year-old self that loves playing with this rather than taking it really, really heavily. And figure out what your attachment is. What are you attached to? Are you attached to outcomes? Then drop the need for control. If you're attached to something and you're getting learning through that something, then go, oh my gosh, I'm trying to control it. The universe is trying to show me to let that control go. Or, oh my gosh, I'm waiting to meet a person. What's the divine timing going to be for that? You're the divine timing. Work on yourself. Bring it back to self, 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 self. As soon as you can refocus, because remember it's a refocus here, and refocus on what you can do in you, your outer reality starts to change. I hope that makes sense. Above all, oh my gosh, you're so amazing, you're so incredible. I'm so grateful that you're on this planet at this period of time as well. Please give yourself credit for that. Start to celebrate you, and above all, keep shining. Take care of you.